Welcome back, everybody! I found the statement that we need to go crazy over, everyone. I found it. It's the last statement of this thing. Because, I don't know. And now I'm going to show you exactly what it is. It's actually kind of weird, because it actually is Machi that is going a little bit crazy. Why is he reacting at all, you might be wondering? I have no idea. The guy doesn't speak English, right? So why the heck would he react? I don't know. But when she says R in English, he starts moving his eyes. I was kind of right to be looking at him. I just was looking at the wrong statement, so apparently I just wanted me to look at everything. Like, oh, just take some guesses. You'll see what it is. And then you'll know, man. You'll know. Either way, though, here we go. Are you ready? Gotcha. That's not where I was focused. I was focused on his eyes, not his nose. Machi. You can't fool my eyes. Dot, 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 dot. You glanced toward her. The very moment Lammeror said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Dot, dot, dot. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? Well, what are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue this charade? Well, what if he really doesn't understand it? What if he just understands that one word? You ever think about that? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. I knew it. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Maybe. Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I am sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. The newspaper? Well, I mean, not that newspaper. This newspaper. An article about the case. It doesn't mention the lyrics or of Lammeror's ballad. Okay. Interesting. Well, in that case... They kind of made that one a little bit too easy, perhaps. I have here a Borginian newspaper. The Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Da! Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right, it doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Borginian newspaper. Oh, that's such a shame indeed. Now he's gonna be guilty because of this. We busted him. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. Ah, I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning, yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. That! A witness will explain herself, or himself. Machi says, he says... Dot, 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 dot. Yes. It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. What? What? Is this true, Lammeror? Yes! You bet! I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. Then it looks like Herr Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No! No! I was onto something. I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I better have an angle of attack. Or else. ... My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness. I understand. Okay. It was I who explained that the crime followed the song. Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? ... this is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. I told him that Mr. Latouche had been killed and why he was a suspect. And I told him the crimes of that day followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart? Yes, of course I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yeah, I knew he was innocent. I believe he is too, Trucy. Well, that's, it's too bad. Belief is not enough, dude. You gotta know exactly what you're talking about. He says that the English and lyrics and then the fully understanding of things. Anyway, wait, was that the one? I think it was the one anyway. He says that things happened. Am I looking at him again or am I looking at someone else? Maki! Do you understand things or not? Actually, is that because the lyrics are in English? Is this even any different? I feel like this isn't different for some reason. He does not fully understand them. He does not fully understand them. Is somebody lying right about now? I don't really know. I have no clue. Well, Lammeror, is it you perhaps? I don't know. My gosh, I always look at you. It's like, yeah, you're the one who's giving off the signal, right? I knew it. It has to be you. Well, I mean, what if, huh? You have no idea. She could just be hiding something really ridiculous now. It's like, I'm the real murderer here. Or maybe I'm not. I don't really know. Hold on a second. Is this really the last one? I really was not paying attention to see if this is the last one or not. I feel like this is different, but I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Stop, please. Like I said, I could just be doing the wrong one. Ah, it was I who explained that the crime followed the song. Okay, I gotcha. I'm stupid. I was like, wait a second. Isn't your pose different though? Okay, now we know the true meaning of things, or we're going to know the true meaning of things here. Machi, move something! Yeah, his sunglasses are moving crazy now. It's kind of ridiculous now. How do you do that? Machi! Machi! Please move something! Okay, Machi. I see how it is. Let's not look at your shoulders right now. Let's look at you, Lammeror. I bet you're the one who's lying this time, aren't you? Or maybe not. Maybe that's not really true. I don't really know, actually. The neck again? No. Doesn't look like that's the case. Well, you never... Oh my gosh, it is the neck again! Come on! Deja vu here! Gotcha. Alright. Well, you've been nailed a second time there, Lammeror. Same trick, too. Lammeror, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there is little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lammeror, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. And allow me to answer for you. Lammeror, you're protecting... Machi, duh. I mean, obviously, right? So I'm assuming here. I mean, who else would it be? Seriously, you're protecting yourself. Actually, that might be a possibility, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be Machi. Lamroy, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. Dot 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 dot. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Duh! Machi, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice, and now you have Lamroy lying on your behalf. Dot 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 dot. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Duh! Excuse me. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Da 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 da. Ah! Well, he doesn't have to understand English to go ugh, but you know, anyway. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Okay.
Yes, a little only.
What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamroy. No, I did not! It is quite a surprise! How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened?
No shooting. I do no shooting.
So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? That. Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either.
I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor.
Which would be after the shooting, right?
Then there is voice.
Voice? Or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latus had already been shot. And then we came to the door.
Panel high up, I take off, run away, run away.
So it was you who escaped through that air vent. As the prosecution has held all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? Objection! No, he's clearly denied that he did it.
I know shooting. Manager on floor. Already on floor.
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter.
Da!
Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He's clammed up, Apollo!
Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is.
What is this cocoon anyway?
The cocoon is the silk is a potent cure.
A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me.
That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake.
No more speak, not to any of you.
So much for your precious trust, Hair Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. I thought he was going to say declare a verdict, but okay. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Uh-oh, are we going to get it out of him, or are we not going to get it out of him? That's the real question. July 10th, 11:23 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2!
Apollo Eustace.
Eustace, Right, sure. That's justice. You don't know how to say it if you want to ever get... If you ever want to get some.
Believe I know shooting.
Machi claims Mr. Latouche was already down on the ground when he entered the room.
Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it.
Suddenly, I hear revolver. Close. Very close. Then I hear voice.
You heard gunshots?
Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound.
Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latouche already dead, and then you heard the shot, and then you heard shots? If that's true.
So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent?
I know.
Huh? What do you know?
I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage.
So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means?
Yay, he's right! Look, Apollo!
Huh? Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that?
Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something!
I hear this from Magician.
Magician?
Don't look at me!
A magician, huh?
Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latouche.
Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That's one's going to go over well in court, not...
Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me.
I'll just pretend you misheard him every time. So, what do we do?
You're sure you won't testify, Machi?
No talking, no.
Well, it was worth a shot.
That cocoon.
I can't go home. Can't go home. I can't go home to Morginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Morginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach.
That's the spirit, Apollo, so what's your plan?
If Machi won't testify about it, I'll have to get someone else to testify.
Someone else?
I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there.
Right.
I don't think we're out of time. I think we got plenty of time here.
July 10th, 11:28 a.m. This is costume number 3.
Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk.
Very well. So will he testify?
Your Honor, the defendant will not testify.
What? ...
Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor.
A different angle?
If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamoureux.
Lamoureux?
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamoureux's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can. Lamoureux was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries.
What happened?
She was assaulted, Your Honor.
Assaulted?
Someone wanted Lamoureux dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What?
I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamoureux? Can you think of a reason?
Well...
Think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been?
You don't think...
I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
So, am I to understand that this is what you are saying?
Namely that there is a nugget of truth in Lamberoar's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. If Lamberoar was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamberoar's testimony once more. I swear, this has to be like some kind of new record or something, like most cross-examinations of one person ever. My goodness, I have no idea actually. Lamberoar, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak.
You need not apologize! I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this.
Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes?
That is correct!
At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed, and it was found to be quite soundproof. ... You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something here. There is, it seems, much you do not know. And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court.
Of course, Your Honor!
Witness testimony, what I heard.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window.
Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony.
I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth.
Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamberoar was attacked because of this testimony. ... What, Trucy?
Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool.
Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. I'll try to do just that, of course. You gotta be cool, like yes and whatnot. You gotta be like Captain Falcon, of course. He's the coolest of the cool, because he wants you to show him his moves. And who isn't cool when they try to do that? My goodness, I know I'm not cool for stuttering over my words right there, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I was on the way from my backstage to the backstage exit because things happened. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna speak like this for Lamberoar.
Is something wrong?
I raise an objection, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice. Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony. Now I know what they mean about the reckless youth these days. The one in red over there is a shining example here, Judge. You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. You would think you get a penalty for doing something like that. Like, oh, fake objection. Oh my gosh, can't believe it. Oh, from the stage to backstage. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of... There isn't really anything new there, is there?
That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective.
Darien Crescent?
I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday.
How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There is no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed. Oh wait, because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course.
Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere.
She's right. There's a different angle I can try. What were they talking about? Did you hear anything else? No need. There's no need, man. What were they talking about? Lamberoar, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us.
I haven't given it much reflection, but...
I was afraid that she doesn't remember.
I only heard one phrase clearly.
A whole phrase?
Do you remember something that was said?
Why didn't you say anything yesterday?
Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said.
This could be it, the clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say?
It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche.
The shooter, then, Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch now.
Switch? And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche.
I thought it quite strange myself afterward.
It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? I mean, sure. It's very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony.
Maybe, Apollo?
Maybe, huh?
From the small window, I heard a voice say, press the switch now.
Okay, so this is the one I just pressed, right? So, what happens if I go... Oh, wait, so you remember a part of their conversation. They're not letting me skip this now.
Yes, the conversation between Mr. Latouche and the detective. I remember it quite clearly.
Oh, I see.
From the small window, I heard a voice say, press the switch now.
And it was Detective Darian Crescent's voice?
Yes, I am sure of it.
It's over. Press the switch. Why would he say that to Mr. Latouche?
Apollo! The murder weapon, the revolver, was Mr. Latouche's, right?
Yeah. What of it?
Well, maybe when he said press the switch, he really meant to say pull the trigger. Because his English isn't so good.
Darian Crescent is a native speaker.
Oh, right. Sorry, I kind of forgot who was what.
Press the switch. It's not something a killer usually says to his or her victim, is it? Was there no one else in the room?
I do not know. All I heard was Mr. Latouche and the detective.
Uh-huh.
I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot.
There were 2 gunshots.
Yes, I heard 2. One after the other.
That fits with the bullet holes of the scene. Nothing really new here to pick up.
There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but...
Why didn't you tell someone immediately?
Well,
If it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens.
This may be besides the point, but Lammeror isn't a citizen. Though one would hope such a common sense prevails in Borginia as well.
Excuse me.
Lammeror seems awfully quiet all of a sudden.
That's strange. Should she be hiding something?
It is as you say, yet at the same time. I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window.
You were in a hurry? To go where?
I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I have said.
Why were you in such a hurry, then?
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case.
It very well might. Please answer the question.
Are you all right, Lammeror? Yes, I am just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Hair Forehead. Lammeror suffers from a serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further.
Excuse me. So he can just what? So he can just dismiss questions he thinks are too traumatizing?
Why don't you prove her reason had a connection to the case before asking about it, yeah?
The prosecution's objection is sustained. The current question is moot. Mr. Justice, please continue with your cross-examination. Lammeror was attacked because of this testimony. I know she was, so something's gotta be hidden here.
Maybe there's some detail we're missing.
I guess we'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks.
Right!
Or not, right? I have no idea, actually. Well, anyway, let's see. What should I do about this then? Should I just... pause! Alrighty, I'm back, and I have literally one idea. Just one idea. I don't see how this contradicts anything, but maybe they just want us to show this. I don't really know. And if this is not what they want us to show, then I have no clue where we're going with this, and it's probably going to suck, maybe. Objection! Yes! Haha! I was really worried it was not going to work, and I was going to be like, oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? I don't know! Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh. Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens, I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lamoureux heard was of someone commanding another to press this switch? It's a possibility. Objection! Oh, Herr Forehead. I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert room form. The stage is quite far from Lamoureux's dressing room. Not to mention that the Gaviniers were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too have Herr Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me. You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this would be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. Because the headset for 30 feet, correct? Yeah, that's right, man. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? But why, that's... What is that? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking?
You never know, Judge. It is 2026 after all. Where VCRs and cell phones are all over the place, right? I mean, geez. This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard that... Okay, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. True, but wait, those send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited.
Lamoureux said it was about 30 feet, right?
Look at the cross-section diagram of the concert form. Ah. Exactly, the walk from the stage to the backstage seems far. But the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be. So when Lamoureux heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. Objection! Ha, you're claiming this is the switch in question. Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact.
Hey, he's got a point! How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch?
Well, I guess we don't. I think we do, actually.
An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating it.
Ugh! I was sure this was the way to go with this.
What is a switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. ...
Wait a second. I do know what this switch is for. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case.
What's up, Apollo? Apollo!
We know about the switch, right? We know what it is.
Yeah?
Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning this switch.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Justice.
I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is.
Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is?
And I think I'll be presenting that evidence on the next exciting episode, everyone!
Which one do you think it is between these
amazing pieces of evidence? Could it be any one of these? Well, you know it, of course. But which one is it? Which one would you present personally? Let me know in the comments below! And on the next exciting episode, you'll get to see if you are correct or not! Unless I tell you early for some reason if you're wrong, and then, I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I will, I just don't know. Either way, though, everyone, I'll see you later! Tomorrow, I present evidence.